What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show not live on YouTube, and we're somewhere, I think. Right after this, we're going to come back with all of your top news and live calls. Right after this. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably from myself and do not necessarily reflect my opinions, Dex's, or anyone else who helps the show, including the mods. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Thank you for coming. Alright, what is up, guys? My name is Adam, aka Marf, and if you've never been here before, this is a live call-in show. You will be able to call in at 224-400-MARF, and my co-host and producer Dex is waiting to help. And then Dex, of course, has an entire screen to my left devoted to the callers. If you have any kind of pictures or videos that you want to share with the rest of the Foogle fam, if you have documents or archived, secrets that you want to let everyone know, then of course you may do so again at 224-400-MARF. That is, of course, 6273 on a touchstone phone. A touchstone phone? I don't think those exist. Or a touchstone. Either way, you can also go to our website, marfooglenews.com, and you can find all of the stories here today, including the not safe articles and videos on marfooglenews.com. Now, once you get past this, you will see it says all of the articles, so you can actually follow along here today. And then you can also go to the Not Safe for YouTube. We just finished up taping on DLive for the Not Safe show, and that will be posted as well. It's essentially something that only gets seen by very few, but we're doing it so we can still get the information out. If you want to see that, make sure to go to marfooglenews.com and click on this thumbnail. Now, with that being said, let's do a quick sound test with you again, Dex. Make sure that everything is at the correct level still.
Hello, Adam. I am here, and hello, Foogle fam.
Perfect. So, as you guys know, you got to take what it is. If you haven't heard, YouTube has been going through some serious changes. They teamed up with the World Health Organization to directly go against misinfo on the cough, the pneumonia that is going around. There are some videos that made it through. A lot of them got taken down, demonetized, or their owners given strikes, or just straight up deleted. We have had several actual deletions in the last couple days. With that being said, I warned as many people as I could. Just, give them a heads up, like, hey, we can't really cover this on YouTube. We, of course, now, if you look at our channel, you can go back. It looks like there's 3 weeks of nothing, which, by the way, we did everything accurate. We even attended the CDC conference call as press. We literally clipped the videos, or the audio, I guess I should say, of the CDC announcing what they were announcing. But again, now they're only looking for mainstream to actually cover that. So without further ado, we're going to get into the other news, because yes, there is other news. But again, if you have not gone over and seen the other video, we just showed some of what's really going on. Make sure to check that out. Okay. Now, here's some crazy stuff. Early morning earthquake is latest to rattle Tennessee in a month, geologists say. Now, Dex, this isn't very often that Tennessee gets an earthquake. Is that something that's regular?
No, we've heard a few. We've heard a few, but we don't. It's not like California. We don't hear Tennessee and eastern earthquakes all that often. I know Dutch Sense talks about going around the North American Craton, and so there it is possible, but yeah, it's not common, not at all.
And as far as this goes, some say that it is F to the racking, and probably is. Whatever's going on, we are noticing that the entire world is having all these different movements, and you see it happen too. I at least notice it when there's about to be a big kind of lunar cycle. We're about to have the snow moon. Weird things start happening. I don't know if that's what causes it, but that's something that I think you guys can share your opinion at 224-400-MARF. It says FEMA released, never mind. Even just saying that, but that was a little side puff. So there was also the Jamaican earthquake a few days ago. We've had a lot of seismic activity. I do want to shout out Dutch Sense, myself, and actually James Munder popped in. We were all in the chat the other night in Paul Begley's stream. And Dutch directly kind of said something that I was kind of honored by. I've only had him comment on one of my videos where he was getting attacked, and I basically said, everybody go show Dutch some love, share his stuff, whatever else. That was about a year and a half ago when I was still small, and I haven't talked to him since. Copper Tropicals, which I don't know if they're fully related. Do you know, Dex? If they're like, I thought that was his backup channel, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know the relationship, but definitely the backup channel.
So they are in our chat all the time. But as far as Dutch Sense, Dutch Sense saying, hey, the two channels I watch are right here. Paul Begley and myself, and that was a huge, huge compliment. So. Considering Dutch Sense is a legend on YouTube, there's nobody else who's done what he's done, period. There's people that kind of cover earthquakes. Nobody has forecast them. I mean, he created something. That's where I truly give credit, is where credit is due. When you've created something no one else did. No one else kind of did the things that he did, or at least especially in the fashion he did it. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, 9.5 years ago, a guy named Jeffrey with 420 subscribers did it, and he died of a heart attack, or I don't know. Either way, Dutch saying that he watches me, that's a big deal. So, Dutch, if you're watching, that meant a lot to me, because started this 2 years ago. I watched your channel more than most. Watched you guys a lot. Toxic black goo base used by U.S. had enriched uranium. More veterans report cancer. Now, this is pretty odd. It says, we knew there was stuff in the ground, veterans say. Contaminated overseas military base caused cancer. Special Operation Forces at Karshi-Khanabad base in Uzbekistan to fight the Taliban were exposed to a site contaminated with chemical weapons, radiation, fuel, and solvent plumes, according to an investigation. It says, for the last 6 weeks, a private Facebook group has been set up to help veterans who served at a toxic base in Uzbekistan, and has been flooded with new members, many with hauntingly familiar stories. I served at K2. I have cancer. It was overwhelming, said retired Army Chief Warrant Officer Scott Welsh, a Special Operations Military Intelligence Officer who deployed to K2, or Karshi-Khanabad, Uzbekistan, October 2001. So all these guys essentially went to the same base because of the stuff that was being held there. It was all bad stuff. This black goo that was coming through was actually giving them all cancer. Now there's tons of them coming forward and basically saying that this caused it. This isn't surprising to me. I look up in the sky and I say, this is like a slow cancer. It just seems to me, and you guys watching, I'm sure there's some folks in, generations before me. it seems like cancer has kind of, I don't know what the actual stats are, but it seems it's mutated itself. It's 1 out of 3, I believe, actually gets cancer. That's correct, isn't it, Dex?
It's pretty high. It seems like it's more common now than it has been in 50 years.
Yeah, I think it is. 1 of 3 gets cancer. Yeah, look at that. That's such a scary freaking topic. Nearly 1 out of 3 people in the United States will have cancer during their lifetime. Nearly 9 of 10 cancers are diagnosed in people's ages 50 or older. Oh, man. But 1 out of 3. That means, Dex, you're screwed. No offense.
Somebody's got to take the bullet, right?
Yeah, Marfoogle's got to keep going. Yep. Anyways. It's not something fun to think about. I've lost people to cancer. I've told this story multiple times. I took my best friend to all of his cancer treatments for 6.5 months. He had esophageal. They went in to cut out his esophageal and realized this bump that they thought was like a swollen something was actually hardened dead cancer after the chemo. Was hardened dead cancer in his liver. It was dead cancer, but the fact is they saw it on the liver. So that immediately told them, oh crap, if it's in your liver, it's everywhere in your body. And at that point, they had him, chest cut open, everything. They were about to remove a piece of the esophagus. And then they said, oh, well, we can't remove the piece of esophagus now because if we do, you won't be able to heal from it because they're going to have to continue doing chemo. So they just closed him back up. Then it went straight to his brain within 6.5 months from diagnosis to dead. Cancer is one of the scariest things, and it has affected, I think, all of us. I don't think there's a family with only 3 people. Well, technically, yeah, mom and dad, child. If you're an only child, then sorry for one of your losses. But most people have lost multiple people to cancer. And they keep saying that it's, some say that they've already had, cures and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but it is a very sad subject. 5.0 earthquake strikes near Puerto Rico. It says a magnitude 5.0 earthquake struck near the coast of Puerto Rico on Tuesday morning, the U.S. Geological Survey said. The quake, which has been felt across the island, caused some cracks, but no reported injuries in the region that had been shaken by continuing quakes for over a month. Officials in the southwest coastal town of Guayanilla reported a cracked wall and arch near a municipal pool that had already been closed to the public. It prompted inspections of homes, schools, and other buildings. Here's the thing about that. We saw videos of a local official, and this can't be confirmed as far as we know. We showed you that video. The gentleman is local, says he is an elected official of some sort, and says that it is not natural, and that is because they're drilling for oil off of the coast. Now, whether that's true, you guys can go down that hole yourself. Again, we're not here to spread information that's not confirmed, but we're going to let you know that that's what was said. Officials in the southwest coastal town of Guayanilla reported cracked wall. It says the initial tremor, surprised they didn't say trembler, struck at 9:45 a.m. Eastern and was centered 13.6 miles south of Guanica, Puerto Rico. So, no fun. And then if you guys have not joined Discord, any kind of emergency can happen at any time. Again, we have over 12,000 people in our Discord, including 400 active and retired military folks in there. If you're military, especially get in there. Talk with your fellow veterans or your fellow servicemen. and make sure to get to know each other. These are like-minded people. They're not all exact-minded people. That's the one thing to get out of this. But here's the thing. We have it broken up into all 50 state groups. So when you go in, say you lived in California, you would go to California. You would select that, and then it's broken down into about 6 zones in California. People like Shannon and BOD and others actually throw on meetings. Gosh, who is, and I'm, it's because I'm on the spot. Dex, I'm going to be mad at myself. BOD, Shannon, and Rob.
Isn't 11 Pagan there too?
Yes, but what's Rob? Rob's, it's like Roadside Rob. It's not, come on. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not helping you.
The guy who always throws the California meetings together. That's okay. Either way, how it works is they have meetings anywhere from weekly to bi-weekly to bi-monthly, and they meet in person. What I have heard time and time again, which, by the way, I spend my days off speaking to these groups. Overland Rob, that's right. I spend my days off speaking to these people, which the last one that we were at kind of didn't end well because of the phone. That was Idaho, right? Or was that Iowa? That was Iowa. So I spend my days off meeting you guys, and if you guys do want to throw a group together, I always show up via Skype, and I just hang out. I get to know you person to person. Iowa was a small group, so I got to talk to everybody for a while before it cut out and everything else. But usually I show up during Skype, so if you want to meet me face-to-face, and if you want to ask me a question and get to know me for real, show up at one of these meetings and let me know about it, because I'll be there. This is more important than anything on this channel. I firmly believe that that there's going to be huge events happening, and we need to get in each other's corners. But again, marfooglenews.com, you would be surprised. There's doctors, lawyers, scientists, politicians, police officers, firemen. I mean, all types show up, and they're all normal people. People think that it's going to be a bunch of tinfoil hat wearing, connect the strings on the wall map, and creepily stand outside of restaurant windows kind of people and watch other people eat. I'm that kind of person anyways when I'm hungry, but I'm not like that anymore. I don't do that. They call them window lickers. Okay, TMI. What the hell is China doing on the dark side of the moon? We reported when they first stopped there. By the way, Dex, I know you're going to hear this in about 10 seconds. That line dropped. I'll get you back on here in a second. What the hell is China doing on the dark side of the moon? We reported this when they first landed there with one of their thing, or supposedly landed there. We have kind of talked about our theories. I would love to hear yours. I might head over to chat here in a second and read a couple. It says, 1 year ago last month, a Chinese robot touched down on the dark side of the moon. It was the first probe to land on the side of the moon that permanently faces away from Earth, as both bodies circles the sun, and if Beijing realizes its ambitions in coming year, it won't be the last time it makes history and threatens U.S. dominance in space. The Chang'e 4 probe, and I still don't know how to say that damn thing, and the U-22, is that really the U-22? The U-22. The U-22. U-22 rover it carried have stayed busy photographing and scanning minerals, cultivating cotton? Really? Potato and rape seeds. I always have a hard time with that one. Growing yeast and hatching fruit fly eggs in the moon's low gravity. So they're actually cultivating stuff, apparently. It says the experiments are intriguing in their own right, but China's real agenda is more than scientific. For decades, Beijing has been building the infrastructure for an eventual manned mission to the moon, effectively duplicating what the United States achieved in 1969 and hopes to achieve again before 2024. So, sorry about that. So, first off, doesn't matter what you believe, if you believe they went to the moon or didn't, The one thing that really sticks out to me is why, with all of this new technology, can we not go back just like it's nothing? If we made it, and here's the thing. The moon lander, the computer that was in the moon lander, is equivalent to the same chip that is now in birthday cards that when you open them go, "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you." Literally, one of those chips is as smart. They have literally compared it. The computing power of that chip, when you open and says happy birthday, is as powerful as the original Moonlander's computing power. I don't see how, I mean, obviously some people will go, well, they did it manually. They used math. People used to know how to read and write cursive and look at actual analog clocks. Maybe they did. I don't know. But there was a lot of things there that I always just thought was super weird. But again, they're going to the moon. Maybe this time it's different. It says the reasons for this latter-day space race are clear, experts said, even if the real world doesn't pay off. The real world payoff isn't. What do you guys think that they are doing on the moon? I would love to hear your guys' opinions. Russia, I believe, is trying to actually make a laser and put it onto the moon. So that's pretty freaky. All right, and then this is a crazy story that is covered all over the internet now. The locust invasion. January rain not normal. Repent, says Pastor Enjing Eng's urges. It says, look at this. It says, speaking last Friday was James Ning, a controversial city preacher, was in Kajiado last week to pray for the country and ask for God's forgiveness following the locust invasions in parts of the country. Speaking last Friday after spending 5 days praying for the country, the Nino Evangelism church leader urged Kenyans to repent. It is not normal that the country has been invaded by desert locusts and having rain in the month of January. This isn't, and I've actually talked to friends about this that spent, one of them spent 2.5 years in this specific area and said that this is just completely unusual. All of his friends that he's talked to there says that this is just like something, it's unheard of in this area. It says, I am here to repent our sins and ask God for forgiveness because something is wrong somewhere, and also ask God for his visitation. God bless you all, end quote. So it says, if we had real men of God, they would have told us what God wants us to do. We are men of God. We are not well embraced, Ngenga said. So it says the preacher also discussed that he is building a Jerusalem city kind of church in Kajiado City. He said he wants to leave a positive legacy in Kenya by building a mega church in Kajiado and Nairobi. We'll probably need one after World Store Z happens. Let's see here. I'm going to get Dex back on. What do you guys think of the locusts, the plagues? What is going on? The red on the doors. Like, this is just nuts. Bizarre moment. 2 disc-shaped clouds appear in the sky before multiplying. So we've shown you videos just like this. In fact, there's just a ton of these coming out now. Let's see here. So this has actually happened. It was 2.5 years ago, and it was shortly followed by a kind of a worldwide hum event. So this is kind of crazy. Dex, just so you know, I'm getting you back online. You will be back online now. Dex, are you there? Apparently not.
I'm here.
Okay, good. So this is pretty odd, especially can you actually get me a couple pictures of the locust? I wanted to get a picture of what it looked like. Second. And then as far as this goes, that is pretty freaking creepy. Do you think that this is like planes doing this to, kind of make a is this a hoax? What the heck is this? I mean, that's Project Bluebeam. What the hell is that? And this isn't the first time, by the way. Like, this isn't, this is something that's happened before. What they could do is right now with the technology they have, they could do this with drones. They could literally fly a drone in a circle and then take the picture of it. If you think about that, that wouldn't be too crazy, because you could have one of those smoke canisters and then just do it in a big circle. Just, I always try to think of how could they fake this? And then why, if they did fake it, why would they have them overlapping like that? What do you guys think this is? Do you think it's 3 ships that just like pop down? Do you think that this is some sort of weird anomaly in weather? In fact, I will pull it up. Let me see if I can pull up the... see if I can pull up the chat. Liberty 51 says cancer can be killed with sound. Rick's Upper says it's a secret. Smoke rings from a big gob. Fierce Family said would love to send a link on the Antichrist. Out of sync Spanish flu actually started in Kansas. Roasted Scorpion, thank you. I appreciate that. Also, I saw that you went on Patreon. I appreciate that as well. I appreciate all your guys' supports. Obviously, we have a lot of stuff going on, and it's not getting any easier to do these shows. And for the people that say that we do it for money, I mean, it's been a downhill ever since like April of last year. So thank you guys. Jumbo Jimbo 727, thank you so much. Athena 322, could it be trails? I don't know though. Perfect Circle, that's what I said, if that's a plane. And then somebody says, Memphis Deb says, think of vibrations. That is weird. Stutters says, just left SeaTac, not many people wearing masks. No, that was my thought too. There's actually, when I was at the hospital, I was at Providence, the hospital that it actually was housing the first guy. That was very nerve-wracking because all the people walking in were wearing them. But on the streets, I have not noticed anybody, for the most part, wearing masks. Sadistic One says Marf for President 2024. What about 2020? Just playing. More Fizzle. I love you and made a Foogle Fam shirt. I will send you a pic. Well, thank you so much. Butterfly Babe. Haven't seen you in a minute. Nikki and Hickavoig. What is up? It takes 80,000 miles a day to travel to the moon. It would take 3,333 mile per hour to get there in 3 days. Freemasonry much. Well, thank you guys all for the love. Appreciate that. Joseph Newhouse. Sonic the Hedgehog. That's pretty good. You're going to have to do a video on that. You got the pictures?
I get you some pictures of the locust stuff. I don't know what you're looking for exactly, but it's what's going on there. Take a look and see if that's what you want.
Okay, let me...
Up next.
All right, let me pull that up.
The screener.
Bam, bam. Let's see. Drop this down. See, I from my friend that was in it, he said that you can't even walk. This happened in what was it? Was it Las Vegas or what was it? It was Louisiana.
Yeah, Vegas got hit too. They had a round of crickets run through.
It's just weird because in the last year and a half, we've had a ton of them, a ton of these locust stories. And do you guys remember that quite a while ago? I mean, it's literally there's a bunch of plagues. It's just kind of scary. And then here's the guy from what? Can't think of the game. Jiminy Cricket. Look at those things. Imagine something like that hitting you in the face. These things are gigantic. That's why these are not like little tiny crickets. These are gigantic, 3-4 inch locusts. That is so freaking scary. This is, of course, them spraying, and they actually like admit they are, because that's normal. Look at this guy. That's nuts. They're everywhere. Yeah, not fun. All right, and then if you guys would like to support us in different ways, it's like a no-brainer. NordVPN. Dex, can you explain, since you're our resident techie?
Absolutely. So getting a VPN is critical for your computer and your phone. It helps prevent the bad guys from infiltrating you. When you surf the internet or you go somewhere, you're broadcasting your IP address. That's sort of like your home address, saying, come here and get me. Using a VPN, you move that address someplace else, and when you're surfing the internet, they cannot find you. They cannot socially engineer you and try to get to your information. So it also secures all of your information. So when you're using a Wi-Fi, if somebody happens to be on your Wi-Fi or you're on a public Wi-Fi, it'll help protect that layer of connection so that they can't see what it is you're doing on the internet or look at your credit card information. So a VPN is a critical tool. You should have one. If you don't have one, go get one. If you want to get a really good one, go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Nord partners with us. They got great deals for the Foogle fam. It does help the channel. It is so easy. My mom uses it. marfooglenews.com/VPN.
Thank you, Dex. And then, of course, as you guys know, we are actually trying to build something as of this recent event that just happened with all of YouTube. We're trying to work on something, and I'm personally talking to other larger creators in this specific group. Now, some say that there's like Blaze TV and there's this and there's that. I'm trying to put together a group of people, and then maybe me and this group of people can all put up a little bit on hosting, and then go off grid, I guess, and do our own show, or have an app with all of us on it instead of having to deal with all this. And then if people want to see us, they would just download the app or go to that website. And I don't know if I could get enough people involved. The thing is hosting is expensive, so it would have to be, if we were going to do it for anything low or nothing, we would have to have a lot of creators come over. So I'm trying to get as many people on board. If you guys want to help support the channel, that definitely helps. We are trying to get to the point where we could even do that. That would be super awesome. I know that there's creators that would love to just be able to say what they want, but also included be able to actually do something where they have no fear of losing their job, basically. All right, and then Hong Kong reports V death as workers strike at hospitals. So this is straight up fact. If you are reviewing this video, these are all facts. This is from Beijing AP. It says Hong Kong hospitals cut services to as thousands of medical workers went on strike for the second day Tuesday to demand the border with mainland China be shut completely. The new virus caused the first death in the semi-autonomous territory. And then it says, adding to growing fears, it is spreading locally. All but 2 of Hong Kong's land and sea crossing with the mainland are closed at midnight after thousands of hospital workers went on strike Monday. Hong Kong health authorities reported 2 additional patients without any known travel to the virus epicenter, bringing the number of locally transmitted cases to 4. That's big. Which, by the way, the ones in the one, I guess I can't talk about it. I mean, this is just stupid. But you guys, if you want to check out my opinions on some of this, there's another video on our website, or it will be up by the end of this, that we will put up. A Chinese doctor was one of the first to warn about the V. It says, he got detained and infected. Again, this is mainstream. This is absolute fact. It essentially says that this man, after 7 people, tried to warn people, and he ended up getting infected himself. Do you want to have a comment on this, Dex? He's on the phone.
I'm back. I'm sorry, I was on the phone. What would you like me to comment on?
So the doctor that actually ended up getting infected. We have to be super careful, but I would like to get your opinion on this.
Yeah, it's rather interesting. We do have to be careful with this topic, but he, obviously, one of the first to warn, so he was obviously right there as it was happening, and having him get infected obviously makes a lot of sense because of the fact that he was right there at the epicenter. And when we talk about how this has evolved, I know we've talked about, does it lessen its strength as it mutates, right? That has been talked about. And so obviously if you rewind when you're early on, you're probably a lot more susceptible to getting it, right?
Well, the whole thing,
day 0 versus now.
The whole thing is that it's kind of crazy that they are not letting but just a few people talk about this officially. That's what makes me nervous, because that's usually what happens when it is something that is incredibly serious. Because the things that they are taking down are kind of the things that aren't necessarily going to make people, panic. That's the thing. It's kind of like very specific things that were kind of ripped. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to watch that other video. I explain it all in detail. I explain it for creators too. If you're a creator of YouTube videos as well, make sure to watch the other video we're going to be posting after this. If you're missing notifications, there's probably a good reason for it. Not all the platforms are equal in that area. Website notifications are now available. It works with most all browsers and Android. iOS is coming soon. Look for the prompt or click the bell in the bottom right-hand corner. At marfooglenews.com, you'll see this little red bell, or you'll see a white box open up in the top left, and click that. Sorry, guys. I'm having breathing issues. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I was in the hospital a couple nights ago. So I super apologize. You guys can probably notice if you watch back or if you listen. I'm like, it's not bad or anything. It's just not. I have to like take breaths every couple minutes. So that's just real. Thank you. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for showing up to every one of my shows. Foogle fam, seriously, I love you guys to death. Hopefully not soon. 11th U.S. case of new virus confirmed in California. Notice how these numbers can go up. This is just in the first, it's been a week since the numbers have changed drastically. And if it has an RO of 4.0, this is going to be huge. So again, that is a confirmed 11th case. That is fact. If you're reviewing this, we are making sure to stick by the straight up guidelines. That is according to the White House as well. HIV drugs are touted as a defense against this conflict on the coronavirus. It says, as doctors scramble to contain the fast spreading coronavirus, a potent brew of antiretroviral and flu drugs has emerged as a possible defense against the disease that has killed hundreds. So do you guys understand what this means? I shouldn't have to say this, but if you've been following and why some people have kind of got knocked off is because there was a story that said that there was some stuff in there that might have had the same strains as a certain well-known thing, and now people are taking these So kind of put 2 and 2 together here. That maybe that, I guess have your own opinion on whether that was real or fake that got that whole thing suspended over there on the tweets. Over on
exactly what?
Over on the tweets.
Exactly. Just watch our other video and then come back to this mainstream, which is we can actually cover the mainstream part of it, right? And then you can put 2 and 2 together and think about it.
Over on the tweets, sir. Okay, I'm done with the sound effects. Now. I can't even read half of this. It's just so lame, guys. Come on. Let's get another thing going. Let's get just a side thing. We don't have to give up on this. This is, just got to get something else too. The CV hoax forces Jamaica-bound jet carrying 243 back to the airport. Listen to this. So it says, Dr. Lee Norman, Secretary of the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, explains that the the CV is said Kansas currently has no confirmed cases. The department is working with the CDC and other health agencies to learn more, and by Secretary of the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. 2 hours into a flight from Toronto to Jamaica, a passenger suddenly stood up to announce he had recently been to China and had contracted the CV there. Wow. And it says the 29-year-old Thornhill, Canada man did not have the virus, but the WestJet plane carrying 243 passengers had to return to Toronto on Monday because of infectious disease protocols. What? It says passenger Julie Ann Broderick says she saw the man taking a selfie before the crew gave him a mask and gloves. They isolated him in the back of the plane. Do you guys, like Dex, this is what they'll do. Even if you joke about it and then say, no, I'm just kidding, you're still getting isolated, or you'll have an air marshal taking your ass to the bathroom. You'll be part of the Mile High prison club.
Exactly. It reminds me of certain words after that event in September when you're on an airplane you couldn't say anymore. And if people said it, like all of a sudden everybody came down on you, right?
And hopefully you don't drop the soap. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly the same thing. This is
that's kind of scary. The guy was probably a prankster or whatever. He took a selfie. I mean, the dude was trolling. But now the dude's trolling and probably has some sort of fine, guaranteed. I mean, I don't see how I don't know. Would a judge say, that's not a joke to make? No. But is it a $10,000 fine? 243 people, a full tank of gas on a jetliner, a full tank of fuel, turned around. That's how serious they're taking it. And it says U.S. iPhone shortages predicted to hit U.S. as CV causes chaos in supply chain amid quarantines and axed flights. So we kind of told you that this is going to affect us economy-wise a ton. This is where a ton of stuff is made. And now that they're expanding it to 100 million from 60 million, this is a huge deal. You have to go watch that other video that we made if you were to understand. A lot of you guys that are watching live obviously understand exactly what we're talking about. This is a big deal. This is not like every other this flu, that flu, 2003, 2004. Every year we hear about a different flu. This is not those. This is so utterly different. This is history making. They are literally taking people and you never see them again kind of stuff. It says a top tech analyst has predicted that Apple could be hit hard by the corona and outbreak, slashing his estimate for iPhone sales in the first quarter. Ming Chu Kuo, known by some as the world's leading Apple expert, said in an investor note he would be lowering his prediction of quarter one iPhone sales by 10%. See, I think that's just lowering it because we don't have the stock. I guess, is that what it is? I don't get why.
Yeah, well, I think, we heard earlier that Foxconn was shut down, and they obviously everybody shut down for the holiday, but coming back out of the holiday, they were going to remain closed, and that's one of the biggest producers for iPhones. And there's plenty of other manufacturers just like that. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a manufacturer, and he has several products that are being built in China, and he's only got, I think, 2 of his products actually built in America, but he's in the process of moving them here. He was doing that under the new under T-Man's administration, because he's trying to bring products back to America. And now he's scrambling because he doesn't know what to do, because he can't get, he's got to try and move his products back into America so that he can get them made, because it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Why did they stop? It says here, last year the company stopped reporting unit sales of iPhones. I wonder why. I that doesn't make any sense. Maybe up and down.
That was a Wall Street. That's a Wall Street thing. They changed the way they reported. It's just for their numbers.
Thank you. We got a smart guy over here. Okay, so again, I'm glad to have you, Dex, through all this crap. I don't know what I could do if I was alone through all this drama with all the stuff. I've gone through 2 adpocalypses, and it gets really hard, guys. I can't tell you. So I do appreciate all of you guys so much. So much. Rick Sir Upper, thank you for that. I appreciate you. Again, if you are watching on YouTube and you do end up supporting, anything that you do end up putting will be in the ticker on the next show. Thank you guys for your support. Boom, boom. Lovely stats. Karma's here. GT476. J. Christie 24. Display names. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kelly2334 and Earthworm Jim. What is up? Kishara. Bam. All right, let's see here. All right. If you guys want to help in a different way, you guys can head over to Earthing. You can go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. These guys have changed over their website a little bit, but you have to check it out because the stuff that they have on there is absolutely awesome. If you don't ground, you basically need to talk to somebody who does ground. People have been doing it for decades. It's essentially like going out and standing barefoot, which most people don't know actually does your body a super good thing. If you haven't learned about it, there's actually 25 medical studies that show that it helps everything work properly. Of course, we have electricity running through our bodies. Every one of our thoughts is an electrical kind of spectrum there. And then, of course, our nervous system is electric. It totally makes sense once you actually understand it. When we are grounded, just like the appliances in our household, it is actually way better that way. What this does is these are products that you can use inside your home. They were designed by Clint Ober and his team. He's one of the pioneers in this. He's the one who really kind of got backing behind a lot of this stuff to prove that it was doing everyone so much good. Again, you can watch the Earthing movie at marfooglenews.com/GT. If you want to support us, you can go to the store at marfooglenews.com/earthing. They have tons of stuff, pillowcases and bed sheets and stuff like that, so you can just go to sleep. You don't even have to think about it. Legitly, Muriel Hemingway, Ernest Hemingway's granddaughter and Academy Award winner, she was on our show. She was amazing. She's a big proponent of it. Just an awesome woman. I hope to interview her again soon. Now, let's see here. I don't want to show that, though. Ooh. Yes, you guys got to see this. I can't really say anything about it, but you guys got to check this out and the other video that we just did. Make sure to do it. I'll flash it right here. Boom, boom. You can pause it and go back to it. All right. Let's see here. All right, so I have some thank yous. We're going to pull up the current chat. and the last show, which was actually 3 or 4 days ago. So if you guys want to call in, the number to call in is 224400-MARF. Make sure to call in right now. There are 6 lines. I believe there's one last line open. So we will get to that here in a second. Let's see. All right. Bam. Here's how we do this. Okay, so it looks like the T-Man's State of the Union is going right now. So this is a big deal. Hold on. Dex, we should be able to actually put that on. Do commentary on it. Barefoot Last, thank you. GT476, thank you. Mike Rollballs, thank you.
And I'm holding on the, so you tell me for calls, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Why do they have to have commercials during it? Is it over? Is the State of the Union actually over right now? It says it's live, but obviously it's looks like it's already over. Or it hasn't happened.
The right thing to do. Number one, they don't think it's impeachable, and number two.
You there, Dex?
Hey, Adam. It starts in 5 minutes approximately.
Okay, so I'll do some thank yous. We're gonna pop it open. We'll see if we can get closed captioning going, and then we can take some calls over it. I definitely want to see. This is important because with everything going on, I would love to hear what he has to say. Okay, and then to the thank yous. You guys are awesome. Baby Yoda, I appreciate you supporting multiple times. Last show, you didn't even write anything. Thank you, Baby Yoda. Finally watching Mandalorian, by the way. Shirley Graham, thank you. Love all of you. Hugs. S. Nort, no message. Thank you for your huge support. Underground Source 808, thank you for your huge support. Marf, any of your CDC sources know if Hawaii already has the CV, military and contractors buying masks and vitamin C, immune boosters at all CVs in Oahu, CVSs. So they're going into Bartels, all this stuff. Home Depot sold out of masks N95. So they are saying that, he's saying that they are coming in and buying all this stuff from Hawaii CVS's. Joanna Rice, thank you so much for all you and your fam team do every day. Thank you so much. That's huge, Joanna Rice. Thank you for supporting like that. Baby Yoda, broke as Fuchs. pitching in. Can you help this fine channels? I fast to help. Can you help these fine folks? A little help. Thank you, Marfin fam. Go check out Baby Yoda. Susan Donahue. Adam, your sis rocks. Talking about when my sister called in. We had to get rid of that. That sucked. Colleen Luce Wilson. Huge support. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Crown at first. It originated from a snake. So we have a crowned serpent running rampant on the earth. Just ironically, they said it came from a snake at first. Boom, with 2 Qs. Satan has to tell you what he is doing. Baby Yoda, thank you again. Man, you didn't have to do that either. Thank you. Emil Eshalem, this is the red dragon, Chinese New Year's icon. The Bible talks about it in Revelation. That's creepy. I just put that together. Thank you for putting that out there. Gonged Out says, appreciate all your work. Believe in ya. Baby Yoda, again, thank you so much. Baby Yoda, this whole show, you were nuts. Chloe Purcell, this is when I went to the hospital. I think this is the night I went to the hospital. Thank you, Baby Yoda. I appreciate that. Chloe Purcell, the Geno is 0% wild type. Confirmed V scenes are being made, will be given, or force mandated. Will you be a tester? Why is the V targeting above 15 years old? That's a good thought, Chloe. Also, what is very weird is they say they're making the V scene at record speeds. That just... What is record speeds? Like all of a sudden they're going to say, oh, it was going to take 2 years to have it, but now we have it in 2 weeks? That doesn't make sense. Gail R., thank you so much. Michael Kenny, thank you for being as paranoid as I am. Jay Newman, Nappy Soldier Live Drum and Bass Band, thank you so much. You guys on YouTube, seriously, thank you. You created this, so thank you for keeping it going. The Marf is the man, thanks. Will Bikester Village high-end retail park NR Oxford UK be quarantine/disinfected? Tens of thousands of Chinese shoppers by coach, rail for New Year's outfits. Man, that's weird. Dude with a laptop, thank you. And Ilea. Besides all that, Ilea, you don't have to support. You know, you already did so much. If you're going to... I love the little things you sent for my family. The little name bracelet for my daughter. It was so super cute. Again, you do not have to support. If you need a shout out, just let me know. But she doesn't know it yet. Add her name to the necklace list. Please, much love. Yeah, and my sister likes you too, so you're in there. So, okay, Plaguey from Space. Thanks for the support. All right, I heard that this is the Black Plaguey from Space. That was Amber B. Subaru WRX. Julie Day, again, thank you. Nappy Soldier Live Drum and Bass, thank you. Okay, that's over. Let's take some calls. We're going to put on the State of the Union. Dex, can you...
Adam, check that note I put in the screener for you with the other link. You might want to use that. And then if you're ready for a caller, I'll put one through.
Okay, C-SPAN should be playable, right? Can we do that?
Well, I wouldn't... The one you've got, I don't know that I would do, but...
Yeah,
you might
fair
be
enough.
More likely to get away with the other one.
Fair enough. Let me get rid of, before I get rid of this, Hallen Piper, thank you so much. Boom. And GVan365, thank you so much. Tony60, thank you so much. All right. Let's see here. Slows down a bit. Then I'll get rid of some of the other stuff. And they're all showing the same damn thing. That's what's funny. I'll plug it in the actual audio, see if we can do that. and then we'll come in and out. I will turn on closed captioning, see if that works. Looks like he's about to come out. You can see everybody posted waiting for their shots. I don't know why. I almost thought that Nancy put her hand on his, but it was for the gavel. I'm actually dead. Eye of the Tiger is copyrighted, dang it. Here's the entrance music. I see him back there. I don't have a guitar, so a microcord will have to work. Either way, we'll be following this. I'll have this on my third screen, and we'll try to have it up in the corner. Let's take the calls. Dex, if you want to forward the first call, it looks like we have Wrench up first. Wrench, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What is going on?
Hi, how are you, Adam?
Good.
And hello, Foogle fan.
All right, so let's see. Here it says, let's see here. First-time caller, Doctor in Biology channel on YouTube. So you wanted to show us this channel. Is that right?
I did. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
So let's
I found this guy, and he has a doctorate, and he also has a master's, and I'm not sure which is which, but he does have a doctorate in biology.
Oh, people have been talking about
masters.
Yeah, Dr. Cottrell. People have been talking about him.
Right. When you go on his YouTube channel, it says Dr. Paul Cottrell.
Yeah, no, people have been talking about Dr. Cottrell all week, and I didn't know who they meant. Nobody sent links, so that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
So what is he saying?
Since go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what is he? So what is he saying?
Well, he's been doing this since the 27th, and that's what he's in the past. He's done cancer research, and so he studies and understands the genome sequence in that kind of stuff. So he can look at, in other words, there's 10 strains right now that we know of. 5 came from overseas. There's 4 or 5 in the U.S. and maybe 1 in Europe. So it is definitely mutating, and he can prove by the genetics of it, the genome sequence, that it's not a natural occurring thing.
All right, so Brian over at High Impact Flicks actually made a great point when, and I retweeted that out because he said that people called him fear-mongering because he cautioned people against going to the Super Bowl with 50,000 other people where everybody's screaming and whatever else. And he goes, just in case, if what they say is true, if this is as bad as they say it is, just the slight chance that maybe you might be cautioned and maybe you don't want to be around 1,000 people. But what he made a good point is he said, I don't know, as far as Brian said, I don't know. I don't have the genomes right in front of me to inspect. My friend doesn't have the genomes there to inspect. One thing I'm questioning is, does this gentleman, how did he have access to the stuff to look at it? Or is he looking at public knowledge? Did they publish this? Do you know?
Yeah, apparently it's public. They publish it. Like, we don't have anything from overseas, but since there's cases in the United States and Germany and Canada, when they take the specimen that they get from the patient, they upload that information to a database that apparently researchers and doctors have access to. So he was just curious, and that's how he ended up going down this rabbit hole. And once he started looking into it, he was like, I need to do something to, if I save one kid or one mother, I've done what I need to do. And he's exhausting himself. He's new on YouTube. He doesn't understand even how to slow the chat down. He did one live chat the other night, and he's just learning about the trolls and not to feed them. He's getting frustrated. So if anybody out there that is techie could possibly get in touch with him, he did put his phone number out online on his live chat, and he needs help because he's going to get shut down, and then none of us are going to get any info.
Well, and that's what I said. So I will host him. Like I said, we're trying to do something very, very quickly to try to get this information out, because this is going to continue. It's going to keep rolling, and it's going to keep getting worse. People like BP Earthwatch, people like Jacob Israel, people like, Prep Nurse One, they're going to need a place to go and talk about this in the next couple weeks. So we're trying to at least come up with something temporary where we can all put videos up that you guys can get without paying anything. For the time being, we want to make sure that this information gets out there, that it's not held back, at least, us questioning, but also us bringing you all the information into one place. That's the thing. There's people that are depending on us that don't have the ability, or they might have disabilities where they can't find out what is going on with this. So we do that work for you, and we give you it all so you can look at all in one place and make a decision for yourself. So,
right. Well, this guy has a lot of information.
That's what I've been hearing.
The best thing I could suggest to everyone is to start from his earliest videos and then watch forward, because it's a process. And if you come in on third video or the 5th video, you're going to miss information from the first video, and you're not going to understand exactly what's going on. So it is quite a bit to look at, but it's definitely worth time to look at it. He goes over the genome and how he sees what he sees. He explains the HIV factor and what it means. You don't get HIV from the virus, but it affects your immune system. So it lowers your white blood count, and it attacks the lungs. Men are more susceptible to getting the infection than women because men have more T cells in their lungs than women. He does recommend a couple other channels, which are also good. And I just wanted to, at least call in and try to get this information out.
Do you realize what that means? Okay, so again, it's just, so that story had to be retracted by that Indian gentleman, right? And then I see that it's like going, okay, I forget sometimes that we're not on YT. So that story was retracted, but yet now their mainstream AP is saying that people are combating it with HIV prevention drugs, which help immune system.
He talks about that in one of his recent videos.
Yeah, and then that's kind of, it's kind of like, oh yeah, we're not going to say it, but we're going to say it. Yeah, well, Wrench, thank you for calling in. We're going to link his channel. If you want to find Dr. Paul Cottrell, he will be linked on our website. Make sure to tell him that Wrench and Marf sent you, and make sure to tag hashtag FoogleFam and tell him he has a place to speak here, or at least here. So.
Right. I don't know this gentleman, but I'm going to try to get in touch with him. And if in the YT channel is Paul Cottrell, Cottrell.
Oh, no worries. We were already going to have it linked on our website, and the Foogle fam will roll deep over there and let him know that he has a place to speak. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, Wrench, you have a great night.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, and then up next we have Pam. I did want to pop over here. We've got this. I didn't, obviously this needs to be moved up or something. Let's see. Hard to see that. I mean, basically, what it looks like, he's talking about all the positive things, the low unemployment rate. I mean, he's got a lot of things to brag about. It doesn't matter what you think of him. You're going to have to sit through 10 minutes of him saying the stuff that he did do. You are live on Marfoogle TV. Pam, go ahead.
Yes, Mar. Thank you so much for what you do. I have to say that first.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, how are you doing?
I'm okay. What I'm calling about, and I'll try to do this carefully, okay? But you remember some years ago there was a lot of tea problems.
Yes.
And yeah, okay. And because of that, a lot of localities and states have decided that you cannot wear a mask in public. And where I live in Florida, we're in one of those places where it's illegal to wear a mask in public. And so, you can get taken to jail for this. So I haven't heard anybody mention that. So I thought that would be something that would be important for people to check their localities and everything before they just go traipsing out the door with a mask on.
Oh, I think that's nuts. And then wasn't that in Virginia during this whole thing? People weren't supposed to wear it, even during the rally, right? That was what people were talking about. So it's quite weird to say that you can't wear one, especially during something like this. So
right. I mean, even if you're sick, you can't put one on. You know what I mean? To keep from spreading it. I mean, that would be a nice thing to do if you're sick with anything. It would be the nice way to watch out for other people too. I'm gonna put my son on for a second. He has something that he'll be very careful about what he wants to say too. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much, Mar.
No problem. Thank you, Pam. I think it's funny. T-Man always wears a blue tie. Or sometimes he wears that pretty blue one. Always red when he's doing the presidential stuff. So what's up, Pam's son? What's your name, or what would you like us to call you?
I go by Stripe 1000. I've been following you since back before you went to the live at FEMA. How's that?
Yep. No, I know exactly who you are now. I'm glad to put a voice to the face name, the screen name. Now, did you introduce Pam, or was it reversed?
It was reversed. I found you first, but
That's awesome.
I queued my family in. I just wanted to point out that the math is being done incorrectly on the success and failure rate of the current exercise, if that makes any sense.
So what is currently going on in China, they are doing the rate for the living or dying rate incorrectly.
Absolutely.
And that is because they are using the official numbers, right?
Even if they're using the official numbers, Even the official numbers, the rates are being done incorrectly. When you have a completed exercise, the success and failure rates are done by dividing by the total participants. However, while an exercise is in progress, you take your success and failure rate and add them together instead of using the total participants, because the rest of them are maybes. You don't count your maybes in your success rate or your failure rate. Only those that have completed the exercise. Does that make sense?
Oh, so, but that means it would be like 60% or something.
Yeah. The current rate will always be changing. It's in fluctuation as the exercise goes on. But if you're looking for your current rate, it's based on the number that have completed the exercise, not the ones that are currently active in the process.
Do you guys understand what he's saying? Because if you go to the official site, it says 450 gone, deceased, and then like 400 recovered. So that means more didn't make it through the exercise than the people that did. And all these people got infected at the same time. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying is this is a lot more dangerous than people are giving it credit for in the mainstream media, or even in some cases in the non-so-mainstream media are using those wrong percentages. Now, it doesn't mean the finish rate's going to be that bad. It just means once this is all said and done. But at the moment, that's what the current rate is, and that's really what you should be working off of. You should be being a lot more careful than maybe anybody's giving it credit for. I just heard a truther today on their channel reporting a 2% rate, which even the mainstream media disagrees with. So I just wanted to get that math out there so people could do the numbers themselves. That's all.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. And there's no way, well, we can't talk about it much here. Again, if you guys have watching on YouTube, go over and watch the other video after this. Absolutely nuts. All right, well, thank you for calling in, Stripe 1000. I've seen your name in here for a long time, so thank you so much for your support and just, continuing to be here, continuing to, share my stuff. Obviously, you shared us with your mom, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't financially afford to support you much, but I'm a Patreon at the low level. It's the best I can do.
Don't even worry about it. Make sure
You're
to
doing
just
good work, and I like what you do.
Just share and like the videos. I mean that, you guys. You really can do a lot more than you think, especially over on YouTube. On DLive, it actually kind of works out because you guys don't have to do anything, and you guys get kind of lemons for free. So, all right, well, you guys have a great night, and tell your mom goodbye, or if she wants to say bye or anything, I'm here.
Goodbye, Marf. I really love you.
All right, love you too. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, have a good one. Get into one of the state meetings. I'd love to talk to you guys face to face.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, bye guys. Okay, and then let's see here. This one is Rio. Rio, what's going on, man?
And Tony Rank.
Whoops.
Rio, how are you? I'm sorry. Mark, how are you?
Good. So, let's see here. I want to pull up your card so I'm not just sitting here blind. Calling from Puerto Rico.
That's correct. I'm calling you from Puerto Rico. We just had a couple of 5.0 earthquakes over here. And I just want to give you an update because I've seen your shows and I've seen what you do, and I'm here. So let me tell you why I'm here. I'm here because I came down to help my mom get out of the island. So,
and why is that?
Go ahead.
And why is that? Do you think that that it's not natural, or what's your opinion on it?
One of the things that most people don't know about the earthquake geography of Puerto Rico is that Puerto Rico is almost being sandwiched by the North American plate and the South American plate. It's kind of like being pushed. And, right now, I mean, all the plates are moving. It's obvious that they are, but if you look and if you take a good look at how the plate movements are affecting Puerto Rico, it's insane. And when you're here, you almost get used to it. You almost get used to the feel of having an earthquake pretty much every day, and I don't think that's normal. My mom is 87 years old, and we decided that it was time to get her out of here. So we're getting her out. We're taking her to the mainland, and I don't think these movements that are happening right now are normal. I think they're going to continue. They're going to get worse. And at some point, there's going to be a really bad movement. I don't know if it's coming from north or the south, meaning north meaning San Juan, or south meaning Guayanilla, or the southern earthquakes that you've been mentioning. And when that happens, if they happen at the same time, and the plates keep sandwiching the island, it's gonna sink it. So, it's time to get out. And a lot of people know that.
Can I ask you a question? Go ahead. Do you know about? By the way, I'm pulled up a picture of Puerto Rico. I've never been there. What a colorful town! What a colorful town! All of the houses are a different color. It is just a vibrant city. I don't know which one I'm looking at. Of course, not all of them might not be this multicolored, but I'm sure it is absolutely gorgeous there. There's palm trees, everything. Now, do you know about them drilling or doing any of that off of the coast? Have you seen that, or do you know about that?
Listen, I grew up here. And Puerto Rico has had petrochemical corporations for a very long time. There is a quote-unquote defunct corporation called Corco. That's around Guanica and Guayanilla. And you can look at drone pictures of the area. They tell you they're not really drilling right now and they're not working, but I don't believe it, because the infrastructure for it is right there, and it's huge. And I grew up with these. I grew up with petrochemicals here in Puerto Rico. I just really don't believe that they're not fracking in this island. And I'm sorry, this is just me. I can't tell you that I know that for sure, but I grew up with them. So, I don't understand why somebody would say that it's not happening at this point, because it's been happening since I was young. I grew up here. And those things have a way of smelling really awful when they're doing their processing. And, it's just, I just don't believe that they're not fracking in the island. I'm sorry, that's just me. I'm just one person.
Well,
but actually, I think there's a lot of people that have the same belief in the island. And, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting my mom out of here. I'm leaving this for other people to stand up and fight. If they're going to live in this island and they want to fight, they have to fight. It's their fight. I don't live here. I took off a long time ago for a lot of reasons. One of them was these type of reasons. And, I have a lot of us that are taking our parents that are elderly, that live in we live in the United States. We're coming down here and we're taking them away from here, because we have a really bad feeling that bad things are going to happen here.
Now, are you thinking like a tsunami or a huge earthquake's going to happen there that is going to wipe everything out, or some sort of storm?
Well, listen, Mark, when you're living between two plates and they're crunching you, and it's just a matter of time before the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? So these movements that we're seeing right now in the northeast of the island and the south of the island, they're all related. They're all part of the Caribbean plate. And the North American plate, it's subducting. It's kind of like, you know, you're in Washington, right, or Oregon?
Yeah, Washington.
It's the same thing. Okay, so it's the same thing. The North American plate is subducting underneath the Caribbean plate. And then, you know, not only you have the North American plate, and then you have the South American plate and the Caucasus plate, and they're all crunching the Caribbean right now. So, you know, I'm leaving tomorrow.
You're getting out of there.
My mom is selling my house.
Well, Rio.
Yeah, I can't hear. Yeah,
go ahead. No, I was just going to let you know we're at time, but go ahead and finish your statement.
Okay, I'm leaving tomorrow. My mom sold her house. We're taking her to the U.S. and that's it. And you know, I'm fortunate because I can do that for her. And there's a lot of people that can't do that in this island. This is their homeland, and they're never gonna leave, and that's okay. The houses that you saw, the pictures that you saw on the news, a lot of those houses are condemned. A lot of them weren't even condemned before this earthquake happened. They had like FEMA has a way to like condemn houses by putting like red, like a red sign. A lot of them were yellow signs, and now they're gonna become red. You know, these parts of the island right now in the Caribbean, they're done. They're done.
Well, Rio, thank you so much for calling. We do have other callers right behind you, so I just wanted to make sure we got them in before the end.
That's fine. Thank you for talking to me.
Well, and by the way, I wanted to give you extra time because you're calling all the way from Puerto Rico. If you find anything else out, can you give us a call before? I mean, I know you're leaving tomorrow, but I know you have friends there, so let us know if you.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have a lot of contacts here.
All right, that would be great if you could connect me with somebody there. That would be awesome. Have a wonderful night, Rio, and I appreciate you calling in. And please call in again, okay?
Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Nurse Betty, what in the heck? Off of a deck? I have never received a ninjet before. Whoa. That's can't be right. Nurse Betty, that's huge. I don't know what a ninjet is, but I know it's a lot. That's so, like, wow. Thank you, Nurse Betty. We've got Rachel coming up next. And it looks like, oh, by the way, Rachel, I'm going to pull you on here in just 2 seconds. I just wanted to point out, do you guys remember 4 years ago's State of the Union address? Nobody stood up or half the room wouldn't stand. Now it looks like the tides have turned. Now everybody's standing every single time. Because you know how the State of the Union, every single thing that's said, you stand up for the president.
Yeah.
The president says,
You're supposed to, yeah.
I
That's
sneezed.
proper etiquette.
I sneezed and I didn't have my handkerchief. You know?
Right.
But they were making a statement when he first got into office. He did the State of the Union, and half of the people purposely sat. And I just thought that was the most disrespectful thing ever.
I agree.
Yeah, do you remember that? It was the first year, I think.
I do. I've been following Trump for a long time. I'm very conservative.
So, okay, so now you say fighting viruses and keeping immune system up, natural remedies and solutions on, you have something that helps here. So I've got a link. What is this?
Correct. There are many links. The link is to my Facebook, which I have posted many links to. There's numerous links. The first is educational on exactly how the virus works and what really kills you. And then the second are links to natural remedies that are very much available. Nobody's buying them off the shelf yet, but they should be. Peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and just alkalizing your body. Lemon juice, anything that alkalizes the body. That's
Okay.
the virus's enemy.
So essentially, are you inviting people to add you as a friend to see all of your kind of natural remedies and things like this?
They can. It's got my name on it. So, but I don't care. I don't care about them in the midst.
You'd be surprised on how much love you'd get from the Marfoogle fam.
Well, I would love to help them. I would, because I've been following this thinking, and I've posted a few times in the stream, but it's too much. There's so much to teach, and things that I know I've used them very successfully, and have turned a lot of people onto these therapies.
Well, I think it's a good thing to actually be a part of the solution and help people actually get immune to this thing or to boost their immunity, and everybody is focused on the downside. I'm glad that folks like you spend all your time helping.
What they're going to do for you, you know it, because what they used to do for me did nothing but harm me. And a lot of other people, and the therapies they use are not, they're for mitigating the symptoms, not curing it, not helping it, not stopping it in its tracks. Antibiotics are worthless against viruses. They actually cause more problems in the body because they kill off the immune system.
That's right.
Nothing to bolster
they're only good for bacterial, and this is not. If it's viral, there's not much it can do, which is very unfortunate. That this thing that is mutating into just a massively dangerous viral, it's a horrible thing. What is going on right now, including the people denying that it's even happening. It's kind of like denying the sky is blue with white spray.
Horrendous. I have links on my Facebook as well that show just some really great doctors who really try to help people to understand what the R naught factor is, and what they really go to lengths to help people to understand what that means, and how the evidence of it right now, and how it's spread, and how it will continue to spread because of that. So I would love for people to see my videos.
Okay, well, and you know what?
My God, that's me. I just saw my Facebook. Okay.
Well, and just so you know too, we can you can post all sorts of videos there. You can actually start a following there. We got early on, somebody kind of tore us down, and they kind of did a campaign of kind of flagging, and basically I had to start or change my name on it. Do you guys remember?
Excuse me?
Did you follow the Facebook group when we were doing that?
Yes, but I've also been flagged for different things that I've posted as well. I noticed that a lot of people aren't getting my posts that I post publicly. I've even asked them, are my posts appearing on your wall? No.
It's the same way, and that's what's wrong with this whole thing. This whole thing is, if I have clicked on yours and I want to add you or I want to follow you, I should be able to follow you. I am choosing to intercept and to, digest your content. Why can't we do that? If I've gotten my notifications for this platform, the one that we're live on right now, I've gotten every single one of my notifications for all my favorite people. Green Bay Wacky, Monkey Poo, all these guys, all these streamers, Def Mike, Cincy, all these guys that I like, I get their notifications and I go to their thing. That's how it should be. So it's unfortunate. Well, Rachel, is there anything else that you wanted to add before you go?
No, just come to my Facebook, and I will be hopefully posting as much. I just research all the time. It's my thing. And like I said, I have quite a bit of experience and knowledge in this area. I believe the Lord has given me a lot of that over the years. I raised 5 children, and I was a triple certified caregiver for 12 years. So I would love to share my wisdom and knowledge with others if it could save lives like it saved mine. I used to have COPD, no more pneumonia. I have scars on my lungs, but I have no problems now with asthma or anything that I used to have, and it's because of these almost free therapies and that knowledge.
That is really huge, and Rachel. COPD and emphysema is how my mom passed. So for you to overcome that is not heard of very often. Well, thank you, Rachel, for being a guest on the show, and I always appreciate new folks that have never called before, so please call in again. Just because it's your first time call doesn't mean it has to be your last. All right?
It won't be, and I appreciate you and all your mods and even Dex.
And even Dex. Yeah, okay, there you go. Dex is sitting there like, no, last time called. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, thank you so much. All right, you have a wonderful night.
Have a lovely evening.
All right, bye, Rachel.
Okay, you too.
All right. Everybody's watching the state of the State of the Union right now. This is a big deal. The whole country is political right now. The whole country is up in arms. We still have 2,000 people watching, but if people dropped out. That's a good thing. I am so happy that that people are literally paying attention to what is going on, paying attention to the State of the Union. This is a crazy time and an amazing time that we live in right now. GT476 says, Marv, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much. Bufford had to go out and back in. Yeah, by the way, I've noticed just from my own experience, if you lose the chat on here, you just kind of exit the app and come back in. It's always the way I do it, at least. Hog Frog, what's up? I've never seen you. No, I'm watching Marf. I don't need T-Man. Mama J, thanks for talking to me. No one ever does. Oh, Mama J, I'll talk to you anytime. A lot of buffery. That's probably because this is going the same time. I'm gonna get him off of there. Let's see here. Marfoogle family, what's up? Farm Dog 1976. Not my childhood sky. Thank you. I appreciate that. Phil Billy from YouTube. Lots of awesome people here tonight. Drakaken says, love you, Marf and Dex. Some things are changing around here. We're going to Earthworm Jim. That's awesome. We are going to try to figure out how to do this, and so we can get the real info out to you. This is really hard for us. So thank you guys for supporting. Thank you, Nurse Betty. Thank you, others. We're gonna add 1,000 to the chest, which has become kind of a tradition. But I say, Dex, we should probably add. I don't know if you're there, Dex. I don't know if you've already done it or if we've done it. Dex, you should probably just add. I would say add 2,000 tonight. That was a huge thing that Nurse Betty did. And then I don't know if you guys know, but we actually have been just kind of going back out and supporting the community. So thank you guys. Kingsman Report, thank you so much. Oh, Kingsman Report is hosting me. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. We just added $2,000 to the chest. So if you just chat, you can actually have a chance to win some back. Lemons do convert into real money. You can actually get paid for being over here. If you're watching on YouTube, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching every show. You don't have to. It's not required to be here. If you guys can, like and share. More or less, I just appreciate each and every one of you guys that makes this happen. We are now taking drastic steps to try to start something and get more bigger creators to come over and not leave anything. We're not leaving. In addition, if the stuff that we want to talk about maybe on the side is not appropriate for some of the platforms, we need to have kind of a little space where we can get together and talk about this kind of stuff, because it's a huge deal right now. So thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. GT's 476, thank you guys so much. You guys are all awesome. Kelly 2334, thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I really do. Please, and when I've said it, I've never meant it more. Please be safe, out there. Dex, I would love to have you say good night for before I do my shoutro.
Well, thank you, Adam. Happy to say good night. Just a reminder to all the folks that are watching this on YouTube. There's a lot of other content. We'll have that video posted in one way or another, but also check out our website to catch everything you may have missed or you didn't see if you didn't watch the original video. So much love to everybody. Please be safe out there. Please, pay attention to what's going on and all points. So much love. God bless.
Dang right. We're gonna change things around here. We're gonna make sure to do our best job to pass on what we can. Thank you. God bless you guys. I don't say that empty. I really do. I just had a 45-minute argument with my 13-year-old about God. There are so many atheists out there that I just can't handle it anymore. If you are, that's fine. But when it's your daughter, it kind of hurts. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. It's not an outro. It's not a shout-out. It's a shoutro. It's where I say thank you to the most important people. You. Top contributors tonight on D Live. I will shout out in a second. Baby Yoda hitting it up all night. Shirley Graham S. Nort, Underground Source 808. Thank you so much for being here for me. Joanna Rice, Susan Donahue, Colleen Luce Wilson, absolutely huge. Gonged out, bonged out, and chonged out. Thank you so much. There we go. I don't know what was going on there. Gotta rock it out. I just wanna go rocking on the way down with my Marfoogle family. We ride, we ride. Remember, you can go to marfooglenews.com to find everything here.
Ow. I just wanna go. If you really wanna go back with me, maybe soldier and then wanna free. Thank you, not better. If you knew, and if you knew,
we would go back down and you would see the way we look at you. You would see the way that we look at you. It's no comparison that you don't promote to play down. Hey, thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and without you, this wouldn't be a show. Hey, Ginger Grand, Patty 1970. You got the 1976 right after that, babe. Scotty 7976, and that other day, yeah. Hey, CJ Blaze, 777. Hey, Southern Mercy, and that Mutza the Roy. Thought that Rick's up a night. Ace up in your face. Feel Betty from the YouTube. Gotta go back and do much for the Christmas. Got that Christmas, got that cute ticket day. Got that cute ticket day. that Smoky Mountain guy, and we got to make a brand new pal. It's the Jumbo Jimbo and the Barefoot Lass that we've got no class. A peachy 1093 got a ride. I'm about to go back now the side. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you, ugly Jew. And no, I'm not insulting him, that's his name. It's just so unlike you. And the Diane Fleming and the Fugo fan. America with the 0 at the end. Hey, Rick's or Apple, WS. Hey, to Wesley.
What is going on?
What is going on?
Now I'm a robot. Oh yeah. I like that, I'm Mario. Oh yeah. Got the shiny future for US. Earthworm Jim and the Ruby Dessa. I'm about to, that's my name. That's Sonoran, that Chris my game. Rare Jim Robin in a 119. Bring it right back like we do it all the time. Retort belly on. I'm about to do it like I've got jelly on my run. Hey jump in the acceleration. I'm gonna follow me and I'll follow you back. Bring it right back and do it like that.
Tonight is a weird one. It's a weird one. I just wanna bring you down, and you know there are barefoot lass in the Ulusu, and you bring it home. You got the Nicky Key and the white, and I bring it Thunderbird now with the 3675. but we don't want squad, cause it's over 13 Satire. With the crazy coyote, gonna bring it all and down. I'm mystic, gonna go back round. Now I can't stand. With the Kelly 2334, that's my name. I'm about to bring it like it ain't no game. Oh snap! A mountain man, I don't know where he is, but I would say maybe he's with Junior, and maybe I might just be saying what's up to Mr. Fabo Senior. Hey, Kelly boy, what you doing now? What you doing now? What you doing now? Oh, youngest, you got to bring, yeah. Now you got to bring it down. Shine your future for SKT Kitty and Robin Elvira Jim Digger for coming by and stopping doing it like that. To all the D-Live crew, you probably don't understand what is going on now. It's okay, nobody does. No, nobody does.
Never before. America is winning again like 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 never before. America is before winning again like never before.
Thank you guys for all coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Have a good night. Please make sure to say thank you to the mods. They are absolutely amazing. We'll see you over on YouTube in just about an hour. Good night and good show. Mafia on 3. Who's from the Mafia here? It's not Mafia, it's Mafia. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the 3. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the 3. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the 3. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the 3. Susan Donahue, 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 Susan Donahue. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Susan Donahue, Susan Donahue. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Hey to the 1, to the 2, to the. Nurse Betty, 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 Have a good night. And yes, you did do acid.
Winning again like never before. America is winning again like never before. America is winning again.
What's really going on when it happens? Go to marfooglenews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle fam is waiting for you.